Transformers The Last Knight has the distinguished honour of being both the final Michael Bay Transformers movie, allegedly, and the fifth in the series. Now, being the fifth film in the franchise is no small thing. In fact, many often consider the fifth film as a turning point in a franchise. You know, the one that gets things going again in a big way. So this time around the story goes... Mark Wahlberg's Cade Yeager is housing illegal Transformers, as well as being on the run from the government, because Transformers aren't cool anymore in the eyes of the law for whatever reason. But then Anthony Hopkins summons him and he's like, "You want to know, don't you, dude?"
Yes, but you want to know, don't you, dude?
"You want to know why the Transformers keep coming here?" And he's like,
"What? No."
But then he's like, "Yeah, alright." Then they meet a British girl and she's also involved in the Decepticon plot to destroy the Earth because she's a good person because she's a descendant of Merlin. Wait, that's right, I didn't mention this. Transformers have been around for thousands of years, getting their grubby, oily fingers all over history, so then they have to get Merlin's staff because Cybertron is coming to destroy Earth, even though I'm fairly certain that's what happened in Part 3. Look, this story is a weird combination of being insanely convoluted due to what feels like hours of expository dialogue, but also stunningly simplistic and boring. Get the staff! That's what it comes down to. Just get the staff! The movie, though, like I mentioned, poses the question, hey, why do they keep coming here? Like it's some shocking revelation that's been answered in previous movies. It's because of all the Transformers stuff. I mean, first it was the Allspark, then it was the Matrix of Leadership, then it was a space bridge, then it was a space seed, and now it's a stick. But all of that's okay because remember, the fifth one in a franchise is where everything gets good again. Now I know people are excited about the arrival of The Last Knight. That's very evident. But even by Michael Bay standards, this is garbage. For one, the influences on this film are very transparent. Star Wars is at the forefront, everything from the poster, to the TIE bombers, to the knockoff BB-8 that's way less appealing as a character, and the C-3PO robot that they attempt to hang a lantern on by referring to him as such. There's also a less interesting Fast and Furious car chase somewhere in the middle that's mostly Transformer-free, and it's no good. Plus, even the way that a bunch of completely irrelevant and expendable Decepticons are introduced with their own title card is ripped straight from Suicide Squad. But remember, all this is okay because the fifth film in the franchise, that's when things get better again. If you were worried that Transformers painted as broad racial stereotypes wouldn't return, well, fear not, that is back.
Bonjour, chérie.
And yes, every human in this movie, the good-looking ones at least, are as glossy and tan as ever. And as always, we spend way too much time with them. But the reason I say this film is bad, even by Michael Bay Transformers standards, is because there are huge sections of this film with no Transformers. If Optimus Prime is your favourite, too bad! He's absent for 90% of this film. And if you thought him turning evil was going to be a clever twist on the mythos, well, spoiler alert, it's not. It's brief, and it's shit. Also, the resolution to it breaks Transformers continuity. And I don't mean in the mythology, like all the cartoons and comics and whatnot. I mean in these very films, if anybody cares about that. It also seems like that a lot of people involved in this project are very proud that this movie was mostly shot in IMAX. And you'd be hard-pressed not to notice that. Not because of the scale and scope of the film, but because of the way the aspect ratio shifts from moment to moment. Now, I don't mean scene to scene. I mean as in, you'll be watching some garbage expository dialogue, and when it cuts from character to character, it shifts. I don't know if this is going to be a thing on all screens, but it's very distracting, which might be a blessing in disguise because it does detract from the story itself. Now, I know I haven't been kind to these films in the past, but I also don't begrudge anybody who enjoys them. I see the appeal in what these movies have to offer, but they're not for me. And it might seem like that's colored my opinion going into this. But even if you love the other ones, this movie is a much worse, more boring, and Transformers-light version of everything that's come before it. I mean, all the things that people enjoy are there, right down to Optimus Prime flying in at the end, to heroic music as he swings a sword about, and systematically cutting back to scientists and government officials looking at monitors and going, my God. But this film somehow manages to be a much lesser version of everything that's come before it. This is really terrible. It's terrible by all standards. I mean, in my opinion. Maybe you'll love it, but yeah, I hated it. No good. Which is surprising because the 5th film in the franchise is when, things get better again. But what did you think of Transformers The Last Knight? Was it everything you thought it would be? Whatever that might mean to you individually. Also, if you like or hate Transformers, you can check out this week's Caravan of Garbage if you want. It'll be releasing on Thursday, but if you do want to check it out early, there's a super secret special link below and at the end of this video. Here's a clip. Maybe I can get that tank this time. And then I'll say,
does this kind of game make you feel really anxious?
Yes.
Because you can't stop and evaluate the situation because
1,000 star screams will come right out. Yeah. Gotta run. Gotta run, man.
But it's not Sonic, is it? You know what Ultra Magnus is not known for? Running. You know what any Transformers are known for? Running. They transform and they roll out.
God damn it. What I've done! Also this Monday on my podcast, The Weekly Planet, we're getting right into Transformers The Last Knight. That's also linked below, along with this week's episode on failed movie franchises. But thanks for watching this. I appreciate it. Take care.